Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hollow Knight! Just felt like it should move a little more to the left, you know. Last time, we climbed up to the top of Deep Nest, saved a grub here that was surrounded by a bunch of fakers. Then we climbed up into Queen's Gardens and used our newly acquired Shadow Dash to do not zoom out of the map, to access this area where we fought a boss named Traitor Lord, who wasn't very hard, and then we made our way down here where we found the former Queen of Hallownest, the White Lady. Oh yeah, we also fought Nosk and someone else earlier in the episode. I forgot about that because that was technically the episode before last episode, but that's not how you saw it on your end. So I should hopefully increase continuity by saying we did that last time as well. Oh yeah, and we also ended by fighting, or rather, having a dance with Troop Master Grimm, which was incredibly fun, and I am very much looking forward to our next dance coming up shortly. Tickets sold separate. I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, this time, first of all, I'll take this off, because I don't want it anymore. Mainly what I'm planning this episode is to go around the world to all of our past boss encounters and see if there's anything new to do there, because I get the feeling that there is. However, to start, I guess why not Heavy Blow? That's fine with me. But I will also take my Fragile Heart Charm over to Divine so that she can hopefully eat it and then shit out another Unbreakable Charm. It sounds weird, but that's exactly what the process is. I don't know quite how that works. I don't know how that makes the charm better, but apparently it does. I'll give you a Fragile Heart. I don't really plan on using it this time anyway. So that'll be such a smell. Yep, you're creepy and weird. Again? You're so greedy for gifts. Poor little lovely. Give you a geo and I will give you a gift. I can actually afford it. This one's 12,000. The cost of this depends on which charm you give her. Greed is the cheapest at 9,000. Heart is a little more expensive at 12,000. And Strength is the most expensive at 15,000 geo. No, in fact, I might. Never mind. I cannot. Alright, I'll have to get 15,000 geo before we can do the strength one. That's fine. We have Unbreakable Heart now. Look at that. It removes the little bubble around them to distinguish them from the other charms, and it makes them look like a normal charm now. You know, it brings them all in line with the rest of your charms, because now they are basically no different from the rest of your charms. I didn't point it out, but after the Troop Master Grimm battle, Brum in the entranceway has disappeared. It's kind of a shame. We no longer get to hear his nice music while we're outside. And yeah, the music has stopped as well, because he was the one who was playing it. Kind of a shame. That place has lost some of its vibe, I guess. Alright, how shall I begin? I do kind of plan to go after the flames this time, in addition to everything else that I want to do. So I think, to get us started, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the world. Not only will it afford us opportunity to get this flame, but we can also check the arena of Broken Vessel to see if there's anything new to do there. Blast off! I do love using the Crystal Dash to get through this room insanely quickly. It's so fun. Oh, Grimchild has to keep teleporting. He can't keep up. It's like, hey, wait a minute! I'm supposed to be coming with you! Oh my god, okay. I don't think I mentioned it, but Grimchild is now in a 3rd upgrade form, and let me check how much damage he does. Alright, he is dealing 8 damage per fireball. Not bad. That is really not bad. I mean, the Weaver Song do 2 or 3 damage. I think it's 3 damage, yeah. So 8 damage is quite a lot by comparison. He doesn't shoot or attack very fast, and he can miss, but that's really his only downsides. I can never get you guys down. I always, jump at just the wrong time so that you still manage to throw it out exactly where I'm going in the end. Okay, what's on this? Yep, we got another Grimmkin here. I mean, what did we expect, honestly? This is where the flame is, after all. And since this is our 3rd round, we have yet another new variety of Grimmkin. This is a Grimmkin Nightmare, easily the hardest one. What I recommend doing for the Ancient Basin guy, bring him over here. You do not want to fight him on those floating platforms, because that's what I did on my first playthrough, and that was terrible. That's a new attack they can use, summoning flames from the floor. You just want to get out of the way of them with that. And as you can see, they are dealing 2 masks of damage a hit. Oh my god, now they shoot 5 of those, yeah. All of their attacks now do 2 damage. That is quite dangerous. Not only that, but they're even bigger than the Masters were, so their charge attacks are the most deadly of all. These guys are hard. Unlike the other Grimmkin, you might actually die to them. My apologies if you ended up dying to the other Grimmkin. I did not mean to make make you sound like a doofus. I don't mean it, honestly. It's okay if you die in this game. This game is hard. Down he goes. It is worth noting the time in between them disappearing and then reappearing is just the perfect amount of time to get a heal off. So, yeah, if you ever need to back off, stop attacking them, and heal for a little while, don't worry about it. Grimmchild has your back. Alright, on the way to the Broken Vessel Arena, I'm probably going to take off Grimmchild, and then, let's see, what's the stupidest charm setup I could put on ever? It does come to my attention that I never actually showed off the combo effects of putting on both Shape of Own and Quick Focus. So, I'm going to overcharm myself, and then we're going to show this off. And I may as well keep all the other charms I have on, because I'm too lazy to switch them out, and I don't want to un-overcharm myself. That's the whole point of what we're doing, I guess. So, here we go. This place was so cool, man. I love exploring Ancient Basin for the first time because of all the wind and stuff down here and the weird enemies you pass by, all building up to the Broken Vessel Boss. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, I think, and it's weird because it's honestly, like, Ancient Basin itself is one of the less interesting areas in terms of gameplay. It is one of the more interesting areas in terms of lore and atmosphere, but in terms of gameplay, it's really nothing to write home about. I'm coming down here so that I have more of these things to kill, because I think I don't have their entry still. Or maybe I do. Hold on, let me check. Aha, wait. We have a Grimmkin Nightmare and also Grimm himself. Terrifying member of the Grimm troop. Dance and die and live forever. Silent voices shout and sing. Stand before the troop's dark heart. Burn away the Nightmare King. I think that's supposed to be their songs. I kind of wish you had a melody to go along with it, but it's fine. Master of the Grimm troop. That's all his entry says. Through dream I travel at lantern's call to consume the flames of a kingdom's fall. Grimm. For what reason? I have no idea. Actually, I have some idea. He's, like, shoving the flames right back into Grimmchild, so I think that's probably the reason. It's to power up his child so that his child can grow up and be strong and cool. Yes, I do not have these entries. This is one of the ones I skipped over last time, so I'm gonna... You know what? Since there are two down here, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna, like, leave the area and come back. Are they minor enemies? Okay, good, they are. There are also more up in the grub room, the room with the grub to save. You do have to go out of your way to kill them, unfortunately, because if you remember, Broken Vessel did summon infected balloons as minions, but those ones don't count to the journal entries since they're boss minions, and that just makes them not count, I guess. So yeah, you will have to go kill those ones down there, or the ones up in the grub room in order to get that entry. And now this... You probably remember this. I did pass right by this after defeating Broken Vessel back in episode 9 without bringing any attention to it, and that's because if you do give attention to it, you're in for a rough ride. Cue the first notes of Megalovania or something. If we dream nail the Broken Vessel's dead body, you enter the realm within their mind, because their mind still lives on even after death. Similar to the first dream world sequence we ever went into, we have a set of platforms building themselves in front of us. And if we follow them all the way to the... Oh god. All the way to the end, we're treated to a rematch! This is a harder version of Broken Vessel known as Lost Kin. It's harder in basically every way. The attacks come out much faster, and some attacks are also buffed. Any attacks that spawn projectiles now spawn more projectiles. Oh my god. So yes, as you can imagine, this is an extremely difficult fight. See, that has 6 fireballs now instead of 4. I actually want to die real quick to show what it's like, because these areas have a special death effect. So I'm gonna keep on fighting for a little while, but maybe not for 2. Okay, yep. If you die inside the rematch fight, it does not count as a real death. I mean, yeah, you've died and you've lost your progress on the fight and you have to start over from the beginning, but you do not drop a shade, you are not sent back to a bench, you are merely kicked out of the dream world. The ramifications of this technically not being a real death are not that significant at first. However, if you have a fragile charm equipped in the battle, and you die inside of a dream world, it does not break. These battles, where you're going inside the dead body's dream and fighting their harder versions, are among the hardest bosses in all of Hollow Knight. So now is the time, more than ever, to use your Fragile Charms if you have not upgraded them to Unbreakable. And you probably haven't, since you can encounter these a lot earlier in the game than I chose to. So if you've ever been put off by the fact that the Fragile Charms are, well, fragile, here is your #1 time to use them. Because if you equip them and use them in these battles, absolutely nothing happens if you die with them. They will not break, you do not have to repair them, it is fantastic, and yeah, I just needed to go over that real quick. I myself, however, will continue not using them for a little while, though I might put on Strength just to show what it's like. It is worth noting, because you're probably going to be going through these rooms a lot of times, knowing the difficulty, that you can kind of shortcut your way through. Not like that, though. That sucks. Let me... Okay, I'm making myself a real vulnerable target for Lost Kin here, aren't I? You bounce along the spikes there, bounce down here. I think the best thing to do is, like, you can jump and dash off the second platform to get to that one, and then you can fall down, dash in right here. It's not the easiest shortcut to pull off, but you're definitely going to be wanting to optimize your movement to get through that area as quickly as you can, so it's not an annoying platforming run back every time. Alright, now for the real fight. If I can give any tips versus Lost Kin, one charm that is absolutely amazing for this fight is Defender's Crest. The infected balloons that he spawns in are one of the hardest things about this fight. The way they fly at you, the way they basically prevent you from healing even as he's staggered, like you really have to. I think Shape of One can help a lot as well. But if you're having a lot of trouble killing them at the same time as the boss, Defender's Crest basically removes the need to worry about them at all. They only have 1 HP and Defender's Crest will deal 1 HP in an instant, basically taking them out automatically without you having to lift a finger. It's great. However, if you have Shape of One and Quick Focus, as I've just shown off, you can actually move around a lot faster. The Shape of One form moves around a lot faster when Quick Focus is equipped, in addition to the faster healing. It's really nice. And it'll also let you dodge the infected balloons much easier that way. Of course, I do not recommend you overcharm for this. In fact, I would never recommend overcharming to any first-time player. I'm only doing it to challenge myself. Alright, that's basically his fight. This version of the fight loses the attack partway through where, like, he goes to the center and then headbangs and releases a million infected fireballs. That does not happen in this fight. He actually loses an attack and basically loses a phase change. That does not make the fight any easier, quite the opposite. The fight is extremely hard, so much harder than the original Broken Vessel. In fact, if you want to see, if you must know, this guy was my first ever wall of, like, you know, boss wall, the first boss that took me so many freaking tries to beat. And you can see the video where I fought him. I think it's the episode 12 of my first playthrough is when I fought this guy, and my god, it took me like an hour of playtime. But in the end, it was really fun and so worth it. Alright, as the bosses get super hard, I can't really describe how you have to dodge them. You just kind of have to go with your gut, go with your instincts, watch how I'm dodging them, and try to mimic it yourself. You know, learn from the master, or some kind of pretentious thing I could say right here. I don't know. I guess not pretentious. I don't know. I don't know the proper use of pretentious and edgy in those types of words. It's just something I never learned, kind of because they're like, you know, they're urban dictionary type words where they have no agreed on meaning in the official language. Oh my god. One of the hardest things about this battle is that jump attack, that jump arc. He can either, like, jump in place or jump at you. I definitely recommend waiting until he's about to land to dash so that you can avoid it pretty much every time. If you have Shadow Dash like I do, then it's all the easier. But if you don't have Shadow Dash, God help you. This guy's actually taking a surprisingly long time. Does this guy have scaling health or something? I mean, we gotta be close to finishing the fight. Yeah, there we go. Fight is now excuse me! Get out of here, infected balloon! Down goes Lost Kin. What a fun boss, man. I love that fight. As hard as it was my first time, it is an excellent boss battle, for sure. After that, their ghost comes out to give you a small gift for your efforts. It's actually not that small of a gift. Quite the opposite. Oh my god. I said quite the opposite 2 times in a row, but we got 400 essence from that. These fights, these rematches, which I am going to call dream bosses, or perhaps dream rematches might be the better name for them, because you're fighting the boss again. These give you the most essence out of all the possible sources of essence, and there are quite a lot of them. So if you're going to get all the essence you can, you will probably have to come along and fight these guys sometime. So you probably won't fight them all in a burst like I'm about to do, but you probably take them on one at a time. But still, this is just how I chose to do things. I don't know. I felt like all these rematches were best saved until later. And yeah, that's basically what's going on here. If you revisit the site of an old boss kill, there's a good chance that you can dream nail their dead body to rematch them in a harder fight for some essence. And that's the whole deal with these things. And as I said, the dying inside of the rematches does not count as a real death, as you do not lose a shade and your fragile charms are not broken. And this also stretches to a certain other mechanic in a side mode of this game that we'll be covering at a later date. Let's de-overcharm. How about you get off of me, Sprint Master? Ah yes, the reason why I chose to equip Heavy Blow is because it actually has an effect I didn't know about. It reduces the number of hits needed to stagger a boss by 1. Since a lot of the bosses don't take any knockback damage, this charm wouldn't affect them in that way, so they decided to add that little bonus effect in the Godmaster DLC, if I'm not mistaken. That's at least what the wiki indicated. I think I'll go a little bit more over the stagger mechanics once we enter another fight that can stagger, but for now, I need to make my way over to Kingdom's Edge, because I completely forgot to do the 2 things in Kingdom's Edge I was going to do last time. I had 2 different things I wanted to see there now that I have Shadow Dash and the King's Brand, and I ended up only going to the Hive and then backing out. It turned out to be fine because the video ended up being long enough anyway, so maybe it was best to be saved for this time, but still. Kind of funny, like, totally forgot to do that. Ooh, I just read a charm combination I can show off, so instead of Long Nail, we'll put on Dash Master. Dash Master, when equipped alongside Sharp Shadow, actually increases the damage Sharp Shadow deals by 50%. And it does not do anything to your normal nail damage. So now this attack does more damage. Pretty cool. And it's a very subtle effect that you wouldn't know about otherwise. My nail currently deals 17 damage, so considering that, this attack now does something like 25, I want to say. I don't really know. What's 17 plus 17? I'm asking, like, editing me, calculate it. I don't have the brains to do so at the moment. I'm coming back into the Hive not only so I can get more of the journal entries, but we also have a flame for Grimchild here. Do not worry, I will not forget about Kingdom's Edge this time. I will be going out there after I'm done in here. Forgot that I should probably put on Grimchild if I'm going to do this, so goodbye, Heavy Blow. There were 2 Hive Guardians in this room, and guess how many I needed for the entry. Thanks, Obama. It's okay, though. We're here. We're at the Grimm Flame. Let's do the Grimm Flame. I don't know, the Grimmkin. Let's do this. Let's do this battle. I should check my inventory in a little bit, because I noticed while loading in, you could Shadow Dash through that in order to avoid that. Hopefully you have Shadow Dash at this point. It makes these guys so much easier to fight, seriously. There we go. Perfect. I wish I could, like, Shadow Dash or Sharp Shadow through you. There we go. Got my 26 damage on you or whatever. However much I'm doing. Because I think, I saw while loading in, I am at 99% game completion. I said I think, but I saw it while loading in, so I know I'm not wrong. I'm at 99% game completion. Possibly even 100 at this point. If you leave the room while a fight's happening, the fight resets, so now I have to start all over. Okay, let me just... There we go. Perfect. I was about to dash towards him, but my dash would have ended right before I hit him. Meaning he would have hit me, and that would have been bad. It's actually kind of a close call. I took 2 hits earlier, and now I'm not being able to recover. Alright, come on, buddy. Okay, always wait until the 3rd one, because then the 3rd one will start after before you Shadow Dash. The 2nd one that you end up Shadow Dashing through. If you're using my little maneuver there. That's the 2nd flame down, only the one in this area of Fungal Wastes remains. The Fungal Core, or at least among the 3 that are required to get. I don't know about the 4th one over here in Deep Nest. Want to see a magic trick? Now you don't see them? Now you do! Yeah, when the Grimmkin is here, and you have Grimmchild equipped, of course, the bees that spawn in this room will not be here until after he's defeated. It's pretty weird. And I get it, they won't be here. There we go. That is the Hive Guardian's journal entry unlocked, and with that, every single journal entry in the Hive is gotten. Since this is usually one of the last areas I get on full journal entry runs, I am very glad to have this done and over with. Like their smaller kin, their only instinct is to protect the Hive at any cost to themselves. Somewhat clumsy, they'll often damage the structure of the Hive when charging at intruders. Does this cause them shame? I do not know whether they have a capacity for such a thing. It probably doesn't. Anyway, now time to Dreamgate back to dirt, not to go somewhere else. Nah, I remember this time. I don't really need to keep going on about this. It's just, you know, I think it's silly that I forgot to do this last time, even though I said out loud I was going to. I have a habit of that. I'm probably one of the worst promise keepers in the world. Not that I've, like, made promises on what I'm gonna do each episode, but it's like, I say I'm going to do something, that it's a part of my plan, and then I don't do it. I've done that so many times across my entire channel. You could probably find in every single playthrough, there's at least like one thing I mentioned that I wanted to do that I never ended up doing. I guess I'm kind of bad at committing to my own ideas. So I know that the Shadow Gate to go through is right over there. However, hold on. Is this like a temporary unlock right here, or have I somehow not unlocked this? I never unlocked this. I totally forgot this was here. Okay. Yeah, you can ground pound through this to get a Wanderer's Journal guarded by 3 stalactites and a convenient shortcut through this room. I don't know how it took me that long to unlock it, but, you know, it's unlocked now. Better late than never. Anyway, I'm going to make my way up to the bench just outside of Hornet's second boss fight so that I can switch out my charms, because I have a fun idea. Grimmchild just isn't coming towards me at all. We're gonna take off Grimmchild, as usual, and then I'm gonna put on Defender's Crest. But not just Defender's Crest. I want to do a little more than that. I'll take off you and replace you with Fluke Nest. This causes a special effect. Defender's Crest and Fluke Nest equipped. Fluke Nest now no longer is made of a bunch of tiny flukes. It's instead one large fluke that upon hitting something explodes into a cloud of stink that damages enemies. The damage values are as follows. The giant fluke, upon hitting an enemy, deals 3 damage. The cloud of smoke afterwards deals a total of 22 damage. So that's 25 damage if both hit. Upgrading Vengeful Spirit to the Shade Soul does not impact the damage of this. So while this is technically more damage than Vengeful Spirit, it is not more damage than Shade Soul. It is kind of a sucky effect, but if you use this in combination with other such charms that give you clouds of damage, I think it could add up and be kind of good a little bit. So for that reason, my last charm is going to be Spore Shroom. And I'm going to have Shape of Wound to make this much easier to use, and then Sharp Shadow is a nice backup. Unless I have some other kind of like passive damage charm. Actually, I think I do. Soul Catcher, so that we can more easily get the Spore Shroom attacks off. I need to do a better job of like picking charms that actually synergize well together, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this playthrough, or what I'm going to be trying to do going forwards, because up until this point, I've just been picking whatever charms sound nice to have on at any given time, or I'm like choosing this one because we haven't seen it yet in action. But I think from now on, since I basically have every charm that you can get in the game, there's no reason for me not to start messing around with builds and things like that. Ooh, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna go do something that, never mind. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Dash through the shadow barrier, and we find a new area. Or rather, a new arena. This is the last warrior dream that we have yet to defeat. You have come a long way just to die here at the edge of the world. No, do not speak. I have heard thousands and thousands of empty words from those like you. Your pride, your desires, your desperation. You will take these things with you once I strike you down. Raise your weapon then, and die like those who came before you. Talks like an asshole and is an asshole in combat. Markoth might just be one of my least favorite boss fights in the entirety of Hollow Knight, for a reason that might not be entirely clear at first, because this battle, honestly, in the main game, isn't that bad. But there's the catch. In the main game, it's not that bad. Elsewhere, though, I don't know. Oh, right, I have this stupid charm on. Hold on, let me stink him to death, yeah. This is what I think of you, Markoth. I'm gonna stink you to death. His main attack is to summon those ghostly nails from side to side. They'll target onto where you are, and then they'll freeze for a while, locked onto whichever direction they're going, and then they'll start to fly in your direction. I was actually kind of wanting to heal there so I can hit him with it, but that didn't end up going very well. Ow! Alright. He'll also have this shield surrounding him. This is the Dream Shield that you can equip yourself, if you like, for 3 notches. Though I think this actually came before Dream Shield was added to the game, so yeah, it's kind of like a teaser for an upcoming player ability. I'm gonna stink him up. How about that? Yeah, look at that. That is a rapid damage, but apparently, according to the wiki at least, it is only like 22 damage. Not that good, and especially when you consider how bugged normal Fluke Nest is, it's definitely not as good as normal Fluke Nest. He'll occasionally, obviously, throw his shield more outwards, away from himself, in which case that is a perfect time to heal, since the attack lasts quite a long time. Once his health is taken around halfway down, he summons the ghostly nails faster, and now it's surrounded by 2 shields, making hitting him a fucking chore. It's fine though, because soul can pierce through, assuming you have the soul. If you don't have the soul, good luck. Okay, I am noticing like staying away from him is kind of nice, but the worst thing about this battle, his ghostly nails can be summoned directly in your path where you're moving, meaning you take unavoidable damage. That is the thing that is the part that irks the most, as White Mask Vada would say. What the hell just, oh, the shield hit it. Okay. That is the one aspect of this fight that makes me really, really hate it. I think because otherwise it would be kind of fun, and I am doing better than I usually do against it, so... Oh, maybe not, hold on. Shouldn't be so confident. Alright, let's go. Uppies, please. There we go. Like I said, in Hallownest, this fight isn't too bad. Later on, though, you might just start seeing me rage in this game for once.
Never have I been defeated in combat. I can see myself there, still sleeping. How long have I been hidden here? Here at the edge of the world, no one could find me. Except you. Warriors, knights, kings, even time itself, they have no power over me. Only you. You are the darkness, come to consume me.
You got that exactly right. The body of a warrior with shield and nails. If there's anything positive I can say about Markoth, his existence was actually foreshadowed to us. Back up in the Spirits Glade, there was a moth character who was created by a Kickstarter backer, just like Markoth himself, who mentions that a moth went down towards the edges of the land and no one knows what became of him. This person would be Markoth. He was a moth, along with the Moth Tribe, which is why he has that flowery shield. I guess they added the charm around the area where you can see the last survivor of the Moth Tribe, the Seer, as a little nod to that. That's pretty cool. That's the most positive thing I have to say about Markoth, though. Everything else about him could go friggin' die. Alright, that's mainly what I wanted to show with this. I don't think I'm gonna be using the Defender's Crest plus Fluke Nest effect, because it's worse. It's so much worse than any other form of the Shade Soul at this point in the game. Like, if you're still using Vengeful Spirit at this point, then I guess it's fine, but if you've upgraded it to Shade Soul, it is genuinely just weaker than whatever else you can use. That isn't the end of the possible effects Defender's Crest can do for you, though, so I'll be sure to show those off in due time, possibly later this episode. But for now, I'm gonna switch it up because I worry that Bardoon's gonna comment on Defender's Crest. I don't think he does, actually, but, you know, that just better safe than sorry. I want to show his original dialogue. Sure. Nailmaster's Glory, why not? Thinking more about it, I guess that charm combo could be useful in areas like the Coliseum of Fools, where there's a lot of regular enemies to kill, because those can attack multiple enemies at once. When you're fighting a single enemy, it sucks, but, you know, sometimes you're not always fighting a single enemy. I mean, it's kind of what you are most often, because the bosses in this game are so prevalent, but still.
Anything? Oh, the mark of Wormy Bear.
Does it change you seek? Or just save this ruin? Our choice is yours. Always the smallest creatures that attempts the largest things.
That indeed. It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. Isn't that like a super famous quote? The first time I ever heard it was in Serious Sam, the first encounter, so yeah. That's where I know it from. Ah, somehow you got me, my god. To talk a little bit about my plans for the rest of this episode, this flame that's over here that isn't on the map right now, I'm probably not going to get to this time. It's just way out of the way. There's nothing really else to do in Fungal Wastes. Sadly, no, there is no dream rematch of the Mantis Lords. I would love that if that were the case, but there is not. And so yeah, we don't really have any reason to go back there. There is a reason I can think of that is best saved for a later episode. Right now, I'm focused on the dream rematches, and the dream rematches are what's going to happen. So I'm about to enter Soul Sanctum to go to the Soul Masters Arena. Wow. You guys are basically like the first enemies in the game, taking 3 hits to die like that. You teleported out of the way of my flukes. Don't be mean to my flukes. They're so lonely. They want company. His corpse is all shiny and dreamy. It's worth noting you cannot see this effect over the dead bodies of the bosses unless you have the dream now. I have Sportshroom on still. Wait, what do my charms look like? I just want to know what I'm going into with this. Okay, I have Fluke Nest on. Interesting idea there for sure. I've got Nailmaster's Glory. Hopefully I remember to use Nail Arts and Soul Catcher. I'd probably switch that out for something else if I were at a bench. Unfortunately, you can't do that in this game. May your efforts lead you somewhere worthy. Unlike where yours led you. Alright, let's go in. Oh my god. Guys, the Soul Master is William Afton. Alright, never mind, let's get going. I mean, they're messing around with souls and like killing people over it, so it's not that far off. There might be a connection there somewhere. There are never any secret obtainable things inside of these dream realms. You're just meant to head straight into the boss arena, where you can rematch them once more. Soul Tyrant, I would say, is the easiest dream rematch in the game, and I probably would have started with him if I didn't feel like Lostkin was a little more fitting. That said, it is no snooze fest. As you can see, the shockwaves from the dives are taller. There's now 6 of these. Oh man, there is a particular way you can do that attack, but you know, I just didn't have it there. Oh god, okay. You're more encouraged to double jump over these. Unlike before, he teleports around like crazy, making him super hard to hit. So you have to be really, really fast at moving to where he once was, or use some kind of long-range move. Mark of Pride will help you immensely for this battle. You can do that. Yeah, if you time that attack perfectly, you can float right through them, and it is so fun to do. There we go. Otherwise, though, you can just, like, jump around them. I think if you stay in the center, you'll avoid the second wave as they pass back through. And that's basically it. And Fluke Nest might help a little bit, actually. It kind of helped there. Got some hits in. All right. Yeah, like, this is how I do the attack normally. Jump through like that, and then wait here because they won't hit you if you do that. Okay. You can actually single jump over that. You don't need double jump. You only really need it to correct the jump if you maybe, like, if he fakes you out and surprises you with it, you might need to double jump for that, but otherwise, a single jump is all you need to clear the shockwaves. And I like to talk a little bit about these, because, yes, this is basically boss reuse. You're fighting the same bosses again, but they're harder. Big whoop. But I think that because they are all significantly harder, that this is a good example of boss reuse. The fights play out so differently that they may as well be completely different battles. And while like the first boss was a somewhat decent challenge, you never really had to master them the way you have to master these guys to win. It's like the first boss was your first test for the movement, for like your moves, your knowledge on the moveset and your reactions and whatnot, and then this is the ultimate test. But this is, of course, very optional content, and you don't have to fight all of them if you don't want to. you can pick and choose which ones you do. Because, you know, you only need a certain amount of essence to get everything you can out of the essence side quest. You do not need to defeat every single dream rematch. And in fact, dream rematches do not count towards the completion percentage or anything else in that matter. So yeah, even more so. I think the repetitive nature of this, of these kind of rematches is a little bit more pronounced in a certain later topic, but we're not there yet. Alright, here we go. All of that stuff I just said goes triple for the boss we'll be doing after this, by the way. That boss is so different from the original fight, like, the two fights are basically nothing alike. Alright, pow. And then... you got a lot of health. I'm gonna start hitting you with soul. We kind of get the idea. We've seen the boss's attacks. We know how this boss fights. We fought them before. There's no other changes to, like, you know, Lostkin removing an attack. Until, of course, the phase 2. Whoa, look at how quick those come out. You have to basically dash as he appears. And like I said in the first battle, I recommend dashing back and forth. That has given me the most consistent, that has allowed me to avoid those attacks most consistently. He summons these fireballs faster too. Oh god, okay. Don't let them overwhelm you. Might not be the best idea to go ham on attacking him like I did there. Okay. Stay focused, because you've got this. Pow. Give with a full blast of this. There we go. Only 2 cycles. That wasn't bad. If I had stopped by a bench on the way, I would have overcharmed. Whatever. There's always room.
In my dreams, I could see it. The kingdom's salvation, the cure for the plague. The answer is in the soul that animates our bodies. But the king... why? You oppose everything I did. His jealousy, his madness. By standing against me, he robbed me of my immortality. Now the king and his kingdom are dead. But I will live forever.
Oh no, your precious immortality. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about removing your ability to become immortal. Well, now you're in my dream nail and you're coming with me. We have over 2,000 essence. I think I'm gonna take a stop at the Seer and show this to her. She'll be very proud of us indeed. Also, I have 100% game completion. Not true. I have very much not done everything there is to do in this game. I still have 3 pale ore for the last nail upgrade. I still don't have the last mask shard, and that stuff does count for a completion percentage, so yeah. The completion percentage is very misleading in that way, and I don't really know how I feel about it myself. The journal's completion count tracker is also very misleading. I get the feeling they didn't put a whole lot of thought into the completion trackers in this game. They're so weird and like, they give you the wrong information about how much of the game you've truly done. But this is for the subject of a different video, I think. How do you like them apples?
Ah, Wielder, you've returned. Let me have a look at the dream nail. Yes, I thought so. More than 1,500 essence. The dream nail is close. So close to fully awakening. Continue on your path, Wielder. I know not what guides you, nor what will it is that drives you forward. Once you have collected 1,800 essence, though, I will be here, waiting. Take this gift. May it grant you strength and help you to collect the essence of this world. That gives us the final mask shard in the game. We're all done with it now. A complete mask. When whole, a mask protects its wearer, shielding the true form, but also they're like cutting through our masks to find our true selves, and our true selves is a dark, evil void ghost. Is that the idea? That's actually pretty cool. Well, luckily for you, I have more than 1,800 essence. Yes, the time has come. The dream nail, and you as well, Wielder. It is time for you both to awaken. The essence you have collected, the hope that still remains in this old kingdom, pure potential. Let it course through you and into the dream nail. Hold it aloft, wielder. Awaken.
Collected the awoken dream nail. Hold it to charge and slash. The dream nail is upgraded. It can break into even the most protected mind.
Yes. No dream can hide itself from you now. You can peer into the darkest places. You just need to find the right crack. What will you do with such a power wielder? Whose memories will you hunt down? Do as you wish. My promise is fulfilled. May the crimes of my tribe be washed away in time, like the rest of this kingdom's.
I bet you can guess what this goes to. We've seen a certain something surrounded by dream particles that resisted us until now. But that's gonna wait until later.
The dream nail has fully awoken, yet still you collect essence. Perhaps I've instilled an obsession in you? Keep at it then. I'm happy to wait and watch your progress. Once you've collected 2,400 essence, return to me. I've no more gifts to give, but you'd prove yourself the wielder my tribe awaited. This kingdom is full of the
2,400 essence is the final goal, and it is almost optional, unless you want to achieve full completion of this game. According to the game and its completion percentage, then you will have to do it. And don't worry, after all we've done, this is very easy to do. We just need 200 more essence, and we still have more dream rematches to fight. Only one more of them will definitely get us the essence we need. So, let's head back to the very first boss we ever fought on our adventure through Hallownest. Oh boy, what charms to use. I was thinking of using Defender's Crest combined with a certain other thing, but I was actually going to do that against Soul Tyrant, and yet I skipped all the benches on my way up to Soul Sanctum and never thought about it, and then by the time I was there, it was too late, so I'll save this for later, but I will show off what happens. In the meantime, I still don't want to use this. I don't want to use Strength. It'll kill the boss too quickly. Okay, Fluke Nest gone. Let me reset all my charms. We're gonna start from square one. For the next boss we're about to fight, I recommend Soul Charms. So I'm going to go with Grub Song, probably Soul Eater. Quick Focus will always help, and will definitely help for this battle. I want to put on Dream Wielder, so we can keep our health as full as possible. Okay, and I think I might want to overcharm for this. I haven't used Grubberfly's Elegy on anything really, so yeah. Let's go with Grubberfly's Elegy, and in the process overcharm ourselves. It's fine, I can handle it. Obviously, I don't recommend doing the same, but, you know. Back at the site of the battle against the False Knight. There's nothing to see within not only the empty shell down there, or this area, but... You hear that? I remember coming to this point early on in my first playthrough, wondering what the hell those noises were, and not having it really answer for me for a long time. But if you wall jump up here, you can see there is more to this room we have not yet been to. I cut this down. I'm not sure what happens if you go up here before beating False Knight, if you do the skip with him. I didn't check that on my second playthrough, so I guess we're not seeing that. Okay, this just connects to the other side. That drops back down towards where the chest is, but I'm sure you saw it. Back over here, the cracked wall. Inside, we can see the maggot we killed, who was the original False Knight, surrounded by two of his kind. It's kinda sad, but if you want to get this thing's journal entry, you do have to kill them. They don't even try to attack you at all. They just try to run away from you instead. But if you kill both of them, you get the journal entry for the maggot. Weakest members of the Kingdom of Hallownest, generally looked down upon and forced to do menial labor. Consisting mainly of sweet fat, these helpless creatures make excellent provisions for long journeys. Best roasted over open flame. They try to bargain for their life, just ignore them. They have nothing to offer. Oh my god, that's kind of mean. But I mean, I did just slaughter both of them, so, you know, I'm no better in that aspect. it actually could be wise to keep them alive as long as you're attempting this, because that way, as they're running in the corner, you can go up and dream nail them for soul. And then you can bring your soul into this battle every time you lose. Because I think if you lose a dream battle, you do respawn with 0 soul. So that could be useful. I just never thought it was that big a deal because, you know, I'm usually fine without soul at the start of these battles. But if that's something you want, then that's something to keep in mind. I love those, like, feather-looking plants. That's so cool. This one is by far the weirdest shaped arena. You can actually just go right in here, but for some reason the platforms are gonna take you way down and around on this lower platform, which is here for no real reason. The fight isn't here. In addition to that, you can climb up all the way on top of the roof. Again, for no reason. There's nothing up here. There's no secrets to find in these places. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know ground like that existed in the game. I didn't know that something like this existed. Normally, sloped ground like this makes you slip off of it, but that one lets you walk on it. Very weird. All right, you know who we're about to fight. Let's begin. Failed Champion, hard version of False Knight, and oh my god, is it a difficult fight. The attacks are sped up by a crazy amount. Rocks fall even in the first cycle. The shockwaves are so much taller now than the original fight, and on top of that, oh god, being hit by his mace deals 2 damage. Being hit by anything else still only deals 1. Okay. I think also contact damage from Failed Champion deals 2 damage. Oh god. For me, that's 4 damage, which is why I'm so scared. Oh my god, okay. So, the main challenge with this fight is just like the original False Knight battle. You do not get soul upon hitting the armor. You have to stun it and then hit the maggot to get any soul out of it. Or you can use your Dream Nail with Dream Wielder on the armor in order to get soul that way. I think I could do it real quick, but I died. Alright, I'm braver than all of you. So you could probably sneak in a couple of Dream Nail hits in the middle of the battle, but it's hard to do, and I definitely recommend doing it after he gets staggered. Once that, you know, actually happens. Alright, I'm sure if I just focus better, I got this, but goddamn is this guy difficult. It will take you a good long time to get down this guy's moves. Okay, I think I'm glad I brought Grubberfly's Elegy. I'll take the increased damage. If I take increased damage, then I should also deal increased damage to him. All right, there we go. Dash underneath him. Get used to doing that. If he's jumping towards you, dash underneath. If he's dashing away, just back up, wait for the attack. All right, there we go. Fighting the original False Knight again after this, oh my god. It feels so weird because it feels like it's taking place underwater. Now, this is a perfect time to get soul. If you bounce off of the back, he will not stand up. Because normally if you go out without attacking him here, he'll stand back up and you won't actually progress the fight. But if you bounce on his back here, you deal no damage to him whilst resetting that timer. So you can actually get as much soul as you want to out of him, especially with Dream Wielder equipped. You don't need Dream Wielder equipped if you use that strategy. So yeah, that's definitely good to keep in mind. All right. This is the reason why I recommend having a lot of soul charms to this fight. Because you will freaking need them. Since you don't get much soul yourself from the armor phases, you're gonna need to get as much soul as you can from the in-between phases. In fact, I think Soul Eater was kind of a waste of notches, because I'm not actually like hitting the main maggot. I'm using Dream Wielder to get the soul that way. Let me heal a bit, reset your timer, heal a bit. See how you can abuse this? It's kind of sad. Kind of sad for him, but yeah. There we go. We're now taking out the maggot a lot faster, and I think that's because the maggot does not increase its health as a part of this fight, but the armor health does. False Knight works so weirdly, so differently from the rest of the bosses in this game. Remember that you can hit the falling rocks in the ceiling into the boss. It is especially good to know for this fight so you can get as much damage as possible. All right, I have 6 uses of soul. Let's just blast him. There we go. There we go. There we go. And just like the original fight, after 3 cycles, the fight will be over. So after this stagger, we've won. Oh my god. There we go. When you can get down the rhythm, it's not hard, just like every other boss in this game. But before then, my god, does this boss take forever to learn. Let me just get 2 last blasts in for fun, and then ow. And that was the hidden purpose of the lower platform. That's fun. Such overkill, but it's fun.
I wanted it, the strength to protect the others. When I saw that knight sleeping, safe in his big armored shell, it wasn't madness that drove me to it. I just wanted it. But in the end, if strength cannot save you, then what can?
I got an answer for you. Wits. A brain. Sorry to insult your kind, but, you know, you clearly have a brain of some kind, but, you know, not much more than that, I guess. That's our 2,500 essence, or 2,400 essence for that final reward. I'll go back and turn that in a second. First of all, where did those particles come from? And second of all, that does expand on the lore a bit of the False Knight fight. The False Knight is a maggot wearing a giant suit of armor. That suit of armor comes from one of the 5 great knights of Hallownest. We'll be learning more about them in due time. For now, let's return to the Seer with our final essence count. While I'm on the way, I may as well say that today is the day to work with clay. I don't know. What I really mean to say is that Lost Kin, Soul Tyrant, and Failed Champion were the initial 3 Dream rematches in the game at launch. The remaining Dream rematches were added post-launch as part of some of the expansions. I want to say there are only 2 more beyond this point. Could be wrong about that, but we'll go over those in a later episode because they're a lot more special. Possibly next episode. That might be what we do next episode. I don't know, I'll have to decide. There's still so many things we have to do, but we are simultaneously starting to run out of things to do. Let's see, how is my completion percentage looking like now? 102%. There we go, we've started the climb. We don't actually have a lot of percents left to go. That's scary. These playthroughs grow up too fast.
Ah, Wielder, you've returned. Let me have a look at the dream nail. So much essence, so bright. You truly are the wielder my tribe so long has dreamed of. The folk of my tribe were born from a light. Light similar to essence, similar to that powerful blade, though much brighter still. They were content to bask in that light and honored it, for a time. But another light appeared in our world, a worm that took the form of a king. How fickle my ancestors must have been. They forsook the light that spawned them, turned their backs to it, forgot it even. And so, this kingdom was born from that betrayal. But the memories of that ancient light still lingered, hush whispers of faith, until all of Hallownest began to dream of that forgotten light. Ah, but what's done is done. And so am I. The wielder has at last appeared, and I've held the memories of my tribe for long enough. It is time for us to be forgotten too. Don't remember us, Wielder. Don't honor us. We do not deserve it. I'm sorry. Light. Radiance. I remember you.
Well, that sure answered a lot. The light that birthed her tribe is the very same light behind the infection. And clearly they are somewhat connected if the dreamers had to be inside of the dream world to seal away the light, or to play a part in sealing away the light, and the Moth tribe obviously have a strong connection to this dream world, as this is where we got the dream nail in the first place. That's pretty interesting. I'm quite far through the recording of this video, and though I think much is going to be cut, there is one last thing that I want to show off. Back here in the Spirit's Glade, you remember that this is an area showing off a bunch of Kickstarter backer created characters and whatnot. But there's a little more to this place yet, and I think this is what we're going to do to end this episode. As I just said, I need to stop being so redundant. You see this thing right here, this waterfall? If you have double jump, or just crystal heart, or perhaps even just a dash. Okay, yeah, if you have just dash and wall jump, which you will have by this point because you can't enter Resting Grounds without it, you can climb to the top of the waterfall and go into a secret passageway behind it. Behind all the tunnel of faces, the passage of faces, the corridor of faces, I don't know. I didn't pick a cool enough sounding word in time. Is a king's idol hidden at the base of a moth statue. So this is the old statues of the moth tribe. The rest of the moths we've seen are ghosts. Markoth is one, that one backer created character is a ghost. So yeah, the rest of the moth tribe is dead, and the Seer was the last survivor for a time before she died in front of us. Like this is a FromSoft game or something. Anyway, that's a cool looking like dream staff they have there. That is not all there is to this room though. It is more than just a king's idol. If we jump up here to this invisible ledge that almost doesn't even really exist visually, and then we dream nail the top of this statue's head, we have a new realm to explore. Jump on over. Don't worry, this isn't a boss. This is actually an extremely peaceful place. Look at that cool blue sky, man. Oh yeah, and this guy who's got a very deep voice. Hello there.
You who pry into even the most hidden of dreams, take heed. Recorded within this shrine are utterings from another world. Though the words may seem strange, remember they come from minds different to ours. The minds of a group united in mysterious cause. To believe or disbelieve, the choice is yours.
That last line sounded a lot like the Garos in Majora's Mask. I just played that yesterday. I played through that part, and so that was very familiar sounding. This. I don't believe it said its name on the screen. Maybe it'll say it once we're inside. The Shrine of Believers. Let's read it. Let's check this out. Michael Clemmer, philosopher. Matthew Gooley, 1, 2, 3, go. Berserker the hero. A hero is someone that does more than just help others in need. This is a room filled with messages left by Kickstarter backers. This was one of the backer rewards. If you pledged enough money, you were allowed to write a message that would go into this secret room in the game. I'm very glad that this is as hidden as it is because, you know, when there's backer stuff just chilling in the middle of the game, it could possibly ruin immersion. And I think the way that they have it with the special ghost characters is good enough that, you know, it still feels immersive because they were people of Hallownest that have since died. But having something like this would have totally taken you out of the experience. So the fact that it's so hidden is quite nice. In my original playthrough, I only really read the first row of shrines, but this time, I'm going to read all of them, because I honestly really like reading them for a reason I'll explain after. Murmuring Depths. I assume these are not only real names of people, but also usernames that they had on Kickstarter. Breathe close upon the ashes, it may be flames will flare. Light an extinguished ember for one that you remember, and 10 that you forget. Cameron Dorman. Though all things must end, Hallownest will stand forever as a tomb of gods and bugs, a monument to all they have achieved. Thomas C. Stars and Dust. Chase Hammett. The boundaries which divide life and death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where one ends and the other begins? Amy Linsmouth. I might pronounce some of these names wrong, and I'm very sorry to these people. Amy was a renowned writer in Hallownest. She was murdered by her own sister, Amon Linsmouth. If you see Amon, give her a hug. She hates hugs. Well, sadly, those aren't characters you can encounter. But, you know, they may have lived once. Chris Diggins. What's going on here? I'm not really sure, but I bet you can figure it out. Good luck. Daniel Izarian Goldberg. May your heart stay faithful and your will relentless. The sun will shine again. Do not fall prey to despair and do not be led astray. Carlo Camera. No time to push. No time to rest. Push past your best. Rest past your best. Imagine if it said that. David Huntus. We live in a time of achievement, built by dreamers, believers, and those who had a vision to develop the future. Dario, danger is all around you. Viju, all that is not saved will be lost. That is a reference to the Wii, the Nintendo Wii, which said that if you were about to close the game. If it, close a game, it'll warn you, hey guys, all that is not saved will be lost. Something like that, I don't know. Benjamin Flo, we are stripped of history and heritage, become the chosen king to bring forth light. Ironically, that's not what we want to do in this game, but good enough. Hey, they didn't know what the game would be like when they were writing these messages. Earl Armstrong, maybe cross nails in the afterlife, young knight, but not too soon, for there is much work to be done. I place hope in your future success. Anders Ekermo, an explorer and an artist until the plague took his dreams. Stripped of his soul, he walked to the land above, never to return. Samu, be the person you would like to meet. If our life is but a spark in the eyes of gods, let's blind them at least once. Ivan Blasco de Navarro, I told you I was sick. Gaim? Yeah, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing these. A dark past is nothing in the face of the ever-radiant potential of the present. Go, knight, go, and don't ever let your past keep you from your dreams. The knight must be so confused, like, why are these signs talking about me? Irvin Guevara, you can really do anything you set your mind to. Just look around you. Grant Holt, the Hollow Knight comes. Wander through darkness and dread. Your legend is forged in shadow. Hallownest is calling. Greg Wiggleton, all hail the Hollow of the Night. Sorry, I'm not gonna try. Have you ever heard of a being called the Oro? Rumor has it once roamed these dark caves. As terrifying as he may have been, he also fell to the Great Plague. Well, you're certainly not talking about Nailmaster Oro, because he's fine. Krikorama, the life of the night is ended by the strike. Carlo, you should never become fully hollow. Probably a Dark Souls reference. Sir Price? Where darkness spreads, with plague that looms, in places where you find no moon. Below, where it is always night, the land shall need a hollow knight. That was so cool. That's a great rhyme. Papa, we need more growth. When you are at a crossroads, be sure the path you choose is the right one to follow so that your destination won't have you regret the trip. Zubug, can you feel the storm? It's coming. Daljit of Norn. That sounds like a Skyrim or Elder Scrolls name. The collective lives on. Sin? This shrine is dedicated to 4 warriors. May their spirits rest in peace and their deeds never be forgotten. Joni Ukunelius. Is this the person who made the character Joni in Joni's Repose? Trust in yourself and you will succeed. Trust in people and you will prosper. Void the dark. Let your hardships strengthen you on your journey. The loved ones of Atra. Atra, we made it thanks to you. We will always remember you. I think that is it for this level. Joel Segura. It's all about not breaking when you're already broken. Stevrebro. Look at this world around you. Isn't it beautiful? Indeed. Stephanie Viglione? This is a piece of cake. I love cake. Spheron. Mistake not the awesome and terrible majesty of the seas of ire. They are only shallows fringing vast oceans of wrath. Sparrow. No matter how hard the journey is, you only fail when you give up. No enemy can defeat the will of a strong warrior. Ryan Wells. Praise this light. Claw. A mantis shunned for his deformed arms. His weapon of choice was a fearsome claw blade, yet as quickly as he came, he vanished. Assisting Knight. He was the greatest warrior to never land the killing blow himself. Instead, he sat by and let others enjoy the glory of victory. With so much time passed, no one remembers his name. Jibs Monteith. Good luck, skeleton. That is a Dark Souls reference. There are messages in that game that people can write that can say good luck, skeleton. Jonathan, that name is like the hardest name ever for me to pronounce. I think it's Nguyen? I don't know. Dream an endless dream of wonder and joy. Iwan. Nobody who steals our grubs shall live. Damn straight. Hawk. No matter how dark your travel becomes, never lose the light in your unwavering spirit. Lucas Daniel Klausner. Ever tried, ever failed? No matter. Try again, fail better. Lunar Lad. Wait, don't leave. I have snacks. Come on, you know you want to join me. Why else would you still be reading this plaque? Malcolm Treadwell. Amidst the dark, how will your fire burn? Warm the weary, guide the aimless, shelter those without. You can define just how long and bright you burn. Baron Robert Apples. Death unknown, first of his kind to enslave a gantress. Return possessions to this point, if found. Max Bertzus. Not all roads are easy, but every road is worth travel. For who knows what you might find in doing such. But forget not where you started. Mighty Horus. I dream of times far brighter than now, but I am dead. My memories will be of distant green lands long gone. Protegeur. Keep going. Never falter. The light is always with you. Again, quite ironic that the light is actually not who we like. Raphael Semchechenito? I feel so bad mispronouncing names like that, but it's all I can guess. The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of our insect minds to correlate all of their contents. Reens, and to think I nearly missed out on my reward. Aiden Excel, let this be a message of inspiration to all. Conquer the world and all within it. Good luck and goodbye. Niels van Merendonk? There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. Donald Lynch, a world lost to decay holds many secrets for one who is brave enough to find them. Nicholas Reeves, my family is the most important thing to me. Nathan Davis, brave one, do not neglect your nail. If you treat it well, it will never let you down. But remember, a nail has no power unless the one who wields it has courage. Believe in yourself. Miguel A. Garcia Jr. Look, Alexia, I'm here! Tiso Spencer. I know. Are you the person who created Tizo, the character? Because that was a backer-created character, so it might be. I think this is really cool to read through. You get to see just how diverse and interesting the entire community of backers were just from the messages they leave. There's some people who write poems, there's some people who make up characters within Hallownest and tell you about them, some people who joke around, some people who write like 1 word or 2 words on their plaque. Either way, it just goes to show how many different people help support this game. Even if it is hidden away like this, I love that all of these messages are here for anyone to read, whoever finds this place. A huge thank you to all of these people, by the way, because you helped fund one of the greatest games ever made. That is all there is to see here. If you drop down at the bottom of the shrine, or even the bottom of the outside, you'll be sent back to the main worlds. Alrighty. That shall be it for this episode. I shall hit the nearest bench, which is in the stack station just below this place, and then we will end. And then I shall say that next time on Hollow Knight, we're gonna search for some hidden dreams, if you catch my drift. I'm sure the Seer would have wanted us to. Exactly which hidden dreams and whatever else we end up doing, I don't know what that's gonna be yet, but we'll find out. Next time, thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.